Hey everybody, it's me. I'm back again with another review, and on something I was gonna originally do a short on, but because this has like a backstory, I really wanted to do a video about it, give it justice. And of course, we're talking today about the Dragon Ball Super, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku X Plus Series Gigantic. And the backstory behind this figure came out maybe almost a decade ago. I think 2017, 2018. Not too long into Dragon Ball Super's production. And I saw this at a anime convention when it first released almost a decade ago. And I wanted it so bad. And for some reason, I'm sure other collectors go through this. Sometimes you get an item and then you get it, and then sometimes you decide not to get an item, and then later on you see the price go up, and it's like, man, you have like such a sense of regret. And that was the story with this one. This one was haunting me for years in terms of me wanting to add it to my collection. And a guy had a listing because this box has some small wear and tear damage, which caused him to reduce the price to something reasonable. For context, the X Plus series, Gigantic series, they mainly do like Godzilla and other things of that nature, but they've been doing Dragon Ball for more than a decade now. Previously, I did have a X Plus series Gigantic Super Saiyan Goku, but I really didn't like how that one looked. To me, this is already, and it always has been, in my opinion, one of the greatest Dragon Ball figures of all time, and definitely probably the best Super Saiyan Blue I've ever seen. Now, if you can't tell, I have to review this bad boy on the floor because it is literally 19 inches tall. So I'm going to zoom in on it. And this is, of course, based off of the very first time he goes Super Saiyan Blue against Frieza. I'm going to pick it up so you can have an understanding of how big this guy is. He's jumbo, man. There's no other way to put it. And he is absolutely beautiful. The shading, the depiction of the moment of when he goes Super Saiyan Blue. Because nowadays, Super Saiyan Blue is an overused form. But back then, to me, the portrayal of it when I first saw it in the theaters, I thought it was so awesome. And this perfectly encapsulates that moment, especially with the level of quality of animation from the movie version of Resurrection F. Not so much the Dragon Ball Super version. But if you can look and see, man, there's shading and detail everywhere. It's literally a flawless figure. Like I said, it's 19 inches. And it's not really weighted heavy. It's not like a brick or anything like that. It's absolutely beautiful. Easily one of the best figures I have ever seen for Super Saiyan Blue. And it, like I said, I'm just going to keep saying it. It perfectly encapsulates that moment, or the portrayal of that moment, especially with the shading and then the way that the belt of his gi stands up, because that's exactly how it was. And one thing I really like about this particular version, because there are multiple versions of this figure, there is a clear version that came out later, which has like a see-through translucent effect for his hair. But this one, I always loved the way that this looked. The smirk on the newer versions is not as great. This version I have always adored. I always thought that it was the best looking Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Blue Goku I had ever seen, especially if we're talking about the original design of Super Saiyan Blue Goku before he switched gis to his original gi again. And we have the Wii symbol, the shading, the face is incredible. It's flawless. Perfectly encapsulates this moment right here. And then there also is a Kaioken version, so it's like red tints to this version, which I think is also a dope version, and it's also a very rare version. For context, this figure normally goes for around $400 or north of $400. But I was able to get this for a pretty good deal because the seller allegedly said that there was some damage to the box. So we'll put this guy down for a second because he is leaning. Of course, I'm going to put him somewhere else. But we'll talk about the box. I do want to give this figure already a 10 out of 10. I've been wanting this figure for years. So this is the box. X Plus, Dragon Ball Super. The box is pretty basic, but it looks cooler when you have the figure in there. Some people keep their X Plus figures inside because X Plus figures are worth a lot of money, with the exception to a few of them. But in my opinion, most of those figures are pretty ugly, not gonna lie. There's a few good ones like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but even that is like on the fence. The Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. Conversely, the Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku is one of the ugliest looking figures, but to me, this is still the best X Plus figure in terms of depiction, in terms of quality. It doesn't have like a derpy face. The shading is on point. He's not pale or anything like that. This is by far, honestly, probably my favorite Super Saiyan Blue figure. Wanted to make a quick review on this. You guys got any questions for me? Feel free to fill it in the comments. But this figure is awesome. I recommend that you grab it if you ever find it for a good price. Until we meet again, guys. Peace.